Hola amigos, bien o no, saludos desde Medellín. Hoy ah, parece que el clima va a cambiar en corto tiempo, pero el tema de hoy, porque es muy importante para practicar escuchar o escuchando, o puede ser más activo escuchando. So ese es el tema de hoy. So, hello from Medellin. So the theme for today is listening. Why this is really, really important, and particularly if we look at it in a way we could say perhaps is more active listening, and how this really is one of the keys to help us improve our fluency. So today I was out at various events today, different places, different groups of people, and the common link between these different groups of people I was with and not so much talking to, it's more like I was listening because other people were talking. I wasn't the main participant really, so I had the opportunity to listen a lot more, often to groups of people talking together. Now this is a tricky thing to do because obviously you're trying to follow sometimes not one but perhaps several conversations going on at the same time, which can be rather confusing. But in any case, having opportunity to listen to, effectively, in my case here, luckily, native speakers in their native environment, speaking their own maternal language, big advantage. Because I get to listen to what people really say, not what the textbooks tell you they say. And that helps a lot, because you get to hear real, true language in all its colour, with all the, in many cases, all the faults they use. You know, the mispronunciation, the bad grammar, all that kind of stuff. But things that people actually say to each other, let alone to you. This is very helpful. So just because you're the one who's not speaking doesn't mean it's not a useful event. If anything, it's quite nice because you don't suffer the stress of struggling for words, like what am I going to say. You can try and soak up a bit more of the general atmosphere around you. Listen to useful phrases, because lots of the common phrases repeat. And obviously if you have a nice mixed group of people, you get multiple voices using very similar phrases. So all the normal sort of salutations, thank yous, this kind of thing, people use all the time in their conversations, so you get to hear that repeated many, many times. So even if you're just the one sat in the back with not much to do, not much to say, no one's talking to you particularly, that's not necessarily such a bad thing, because it does let you really listen and look around you and try and work out what's going on without your interpreter. Sometimes, admittedly, this can be a bit tricky if you're trying to follow a particularly noisy dinner party with many guests talking to each other all at the same time. But if you can focus on one conversation for a bit, tune out of that, focus on your other neighbour, see what they're talking about, things like that. So there we go, that's our tip for today. Try and make your listening a bit more active. So wherever you are, even if you're not at an event you've been invited to, maybe you're just in the supermarket queue, listen to what the people are talking about around you. You don't be nosy, it's just really just to listen to the way they talk to each other and what kind of things they're talking about. It will help you with getting a sense of how they really sound, get some sense of the local accents, the rhythm of their speech. All these things are very helpful. Makes it much, much easier to understand them. And also, you'd be surprised, eventually when you come to speak, subconsciously you've had lots of practice. So once you relax, your brain will do the rest for you. You don't have to overthink too much, oh, how should I sound? Because you've had lots of practice at it. You've been listening carefully. So actually your accent should be fairly good, because you've basically had lots of exposure to how real people sound. So that's the tip for today. A bit more active listening. It'll get you a lot further in the conversations, because you'll pay better attention and ask better questions. Give it a go. Déjame saber en los comentarios, como siempre. And for now, from Medellin, before the storms arrive, I should bid you a good evening and cheerio.